Hey, happy birthday to the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. I'm turning 50 this year too, so I'm have a very soft spot in my heart for this particular anniversary. Uh, it's one of the great triumphs of the environmental movement that for 50 years, against continued assault from the fossil fuel industry, people have been able to keep making the case that a wildlife refuge is a place for wildlife, not a place for oil wells. And that we've been able to do that for that long has been a wonderful tribute all around the planet. We very much need to have a 100th anniversary celebration 50 years down the road when I'm long gone. And the only way that we'll do that is if we bring in the next generation of people who are going to be defending this place. I know that it's possible because at 350.org over the last couple of years, that's precisely the kind of network that we've knit together all over the world. People who know how to use video, people who know how to tweet, people who know how to use social media, people who are able to take the tools that we have now, new tools that the people who founded the Wildlife Refuge didn't have at their disposal, and use it in the defense of one of the great wild places on the whole planet. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge was the last place we got to on the North American map, and that we haven't spoiled it yet is a really wonderful thing. We need to have some places like that that are left alone. One of the things that we know now that we didn't know 50 years ago is how complicated that process is going to be. Our work at 350.org as we engage this climate crisis isn't just to save the Arctic Wildlife Refuge, it's to save the Arctic. It's to save every frozen thing on Earth. It's to stop the plague of floods that we now see happening across the planet. It's to deal with all the other manifestations of an out-of-control environmental crisis. In order to know what we're trying to save, in order to know what the world is supposed to look like, those baselines, those places that still represent pure wild, they're more important than they ever were. So at 50, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is every bit as important as it's been for the last 5 decades. Thanks so much to Arctic Live for coordinating the work of groups all around the world who are focused on this. We've come to understand at 350 just how important that kind of collaboration is. Look, this is something that our forebears gave us, and they gave it to us in the hope that we'd figure out how to protect it too. It's going to be a hard job, but it's also a really beautiful job because we know that as we're doing this work, wherever we are, even if it's in front of our computers, that out there on that great tundra plain, there's real life going on every minute of every day in its deepest, rawest, most beautiful sense for 50 years, for 50,000 years before that, hopefully for 50,000 more years to come. So happy birthday, and let's get on with it.